In life, no doubt you're going to have your ups and downs. You're going to have good days and bad days. And some days you're going to feel like just giving up and giving in, throwing in the old towel, and just conforming. It's been an honor for me over the past 64 weeks through the Draw or Die company to have had so many conversations with different artists and creators from all walks of life, all ages, all genres and mediums. And no matter where you are on your journey as an artist or the medium that you choose to create in, we have so much in common. And when I'm speaking to other artists, I really feel like you are my people. Even when parents will introduce their child to me and say, hey, little Tommy, 8 year old, is an artist, I look at them a lot differently. I feel like I'm trying to speak to that artist. I pay attention a lot more when somebody introduces themselves as an artist to me. And because of that, I also see and hear a lot of patterns over and over again, things that are repeated quite often. For example, the reasons that people quit their art. So that's what we're going to talk about today. These are the three main reasons that I'm hearing over and over again of why people quit their art. The number one reason is very kind of shocking to me and also quite alarming. So I kind of want to get to the bottom of that and help people kind of through that. That's what we do through the Draw or Die Club. And maybe today, if you're in that situation or if you find yourself in that situation in the future, you'll think about some of the things from today's video. So here are the top three reasons I hear why people stop making art. So number three, and we're going to count down 3, 2, 1. Number three is you're not making money with your art, or the path that you chose with your art didn't really turn into a career. All I can say to that is a lot of times you put yourself into one basket with your skills, and that isn't going to monetize. But if you were to just stick with it and try a few new avenues, then you would find that one of them may work for the art that you're doing. So don't just give up. I know it's kind of depressing whenever you set out to do comic books or something like that, and you don't instantly start making money with comics, or if at all ever. But there's plenty of other ways to make money with your art. Check out my shorts channel too. I'm going to be doing some shorts on this topic. But in my own experience, there's probably 30 different ways that an artist can make money with their artworks. Don't let that be the reason that you quit your art. Don't let the money aspect be why you stopped creating. Because again, when you stop creating art, you're going to start feeling dead inside. You don't just stop. You're never done. You are never done being an artist. It's in there. You can stop your pencil from moving and something inside is still burning, and it's going to cause depression and anxiety, anger, addiction problems. You need to express yourself as an artist. So please do not let money stand in the way of stopping you from using your art as an expressive tool. And yes, you can make money with it. The second thing that I hear over and over again is that people stopped making art because they say they didn't have enough time. And that's perplexing to me because, you fill your time in with everything else. The day job, paying the bills, spending time with friends, messing around, on the internet, or procrastinating in all sorts of different ways. You're probably binge watching shows. It's a whole bunch of stuff that you're doing with your time. And I honestly feel like that's just a big excuse. You're probably procrastinating and using that as a way to put it off because you don't really have a good direction for your art or your mission. You know it's deep down in there, but you're avoiding it for some reason. So that's some deep work you have to do on yourself to kind of define your pillars. And when you really want to do something and you really feel it inside, you will make the time. You do have the time if you really explore your calendar. Only in very rare cases is somebody completely out of time. And I'm going to stop harping on that one. But I do have another video on this channel that talks about how to set up your schedule and find more time to draw. So check that out somewhere. Search around, you'll find it. The number one thing that I'm hearing now, and it's very alarming to me, is that someone important to you died and you stopped making art. This is really sad for me to hear. And I've heard it so many times now that I just started to wonder what really is behind this. I'm hearing it over and over and over again. And so I really started to open up those questions. Usually when we're talking about somebody passed away, you kind of dial back away from that. But I started to go a little bit deeper in the conversations with the people, and I think, I've kind of come to a discovery about it that helped unlock this for a few other people, and I thought I'd pass it on to you. So, in the cases that I'm talking about, the person who died was kind of like their muse, their hero, or in many cases, this was a person who really encouraged them in their life. And they showed their art to this person, and the person really looked forward to seeing their art. And that person is no longer there anymore for them to show it to, and they felt like they were the only one. And in many cases, they were the only one. Maybe it's a family situation where, grandma or grandfather would really encourage you, but meanwhile, your parents were like, art is just a hobby or something like that. I've seen that. And when that person leaves, you just feel like you don't have that support structure around you. And then you kind of just become trapped in this spiral. Recently, I was at a Comic-Con and I met a young woman, almost 40. I think she might be 40 now. Happy birthday, young lady. And clearly in some deep depression. She was in a deep depression about most topics. She had come drawn to the table because, she saw the Draw Every Day banners and like the Draw or Die stuff, right? And that's the whole point of that brand, is to kind of, you see it as an artist and you want to know about that because you feel that deep down inside. And so when people come up to the table there, I say, are you an artist? Yes. We kind of go through the motions. I have lots of conversations about that. But in this case, it was just like she was depressed about everything, and she had really nothing to look forward to in her life, she said. And the really, really concerning thing that she told me was that she thought about just walking into traffic, but she just didn't want to ruin someone else's day. And that might sound like a joke or something. Like that might sound like someone was joking or some dark humor, but she was serious. She was really thinking this through. Like, how could she just end her life and get it over with, right? And boy, when that happens to me, and I'm in a conversation with another creator, sort of like a red alarm goes off in my mind, and I feel like I need to pause everything else and just talk to this person and talk them through it. What's going on? Like, how can I help you? And so that's what I did, and I'm really glad that I spent some time with her. The art that she showed me was a beautiful, realistic style. She painted animals, mostly birds, as she showed me, and just really wonderful work. But she said she hadn't painted or created in years because of this funk that she was in. And I got to the root of that funk, and it was that her dad had passed away 8 years prior. 8 years. So she really hadn't done any type of artwork for 8 years. And in her story, her dad was her muse. He was the one who used to take her to like local farm shows and see all the animals, and she would study them there. So when he died, she lost that. She lost her muse. And I knew I needed to go into like full on encouraging mode now. Like, we're going full encouragement mode now. And it's very hard to do when there's such a sad story. And it seems that the older I get, when I hear these sad stories, I just kind of start to well up a little bit and want to cry. But like, that's not going to help the situation. You got to pull it together. Like, this lady doesn't want to tell me something depressing, and then this grown man starts crying. Like, that would not be great. Got to pull it together, guy. And I did. And I think I broke through with some advice for her, and here it is for you too. When you lose someone close to you, understand this. They are never done. Death is not the end, especially for the living. So your people live on in you through the good memories and stories of them. She still held on to this story of her dad taking her to these farm shows. And I could see that she was reliving the memory when she was telling that to me. It was almost like he was right back there for one moment. And those moments in time that seem painful to you now, remember that one day they're going to be soothing to you. So hold fast through whatever that hard time might be. And I could actually see that happening like right in front of me. You could see that she was having a good memory, and she was starting to feel better. Like, her body language, her energy just got a little bit better. There's a little spark that you could see. Your people are always there. Just remember that. And that's not a spiritual thing. It could be, but at least they're there in your memories, and you can recall them and bring them back anytime you wish. Number 2, You are never done. So, as an artist and creative spirit, even if you choose to quit, you know that you are never done inside. You can put that pencil down, but you're just torturing yourself, right? So, you do it because you must. It's just a part of the deal when you're a creative. Like, it's not going to go away. It's going to be buried down there, and you can bury it really deep, but it's still there. And I implore you to keep drawing as much as possible, even if it's something small. And number 3, you have to ask yourself, would they have wanted you to quit and be so miserable? No, they wouldn't. They would tell you, go out and do that thing that you love to do. They would still be encouraging you if they were here, right? So instead, an idea is I suggest dedicating a piece of art or a series or even telling a story in visuals about that person, maybe a little mini comic or something. It's kind of like your ode to them. When you draw or paint them or create even with the feeling about them, they live on again. And then I suggested to this young lady that she maybe go to those farm shows again. Just take it back. Take back those memories and remember the good memories. Document them. Tell those stories through your art and share it with others, because somebody out there, somebody else just like her, needs to hear it today. Your art is friggin' immortal. It is never done. You may come to think of your art as these little pieces that you leave behind long after you are gone. Just your little mark or dent in the universe. Proof of your existence. Proof of their existence. You know, you were here. You are here. You're still here. And what are you going to do with that? Don't waste that. And listen, I know that this can be some tough stuff. I've been through it, but it's a journey that's worth taking. So no matter what life throws at you, please stay encouraged. So this is week 64 of the Draw or Die newsletter for visual storytellers of all walks of life. So this week's drawing challenge is never forgotten. And I know this is going to be a hard one to do, but draw someone that you may have lost, or if it's not a person in your family, maybe it's a hero of yours, like mine was, like, say, Jack Kirby. Draw them, draw something about them, draw a feeling about them. And when you do that, be sure to tag #DrawOrDieClub across the whatever platform of your choice so that we can all find each other. That's it for this week. I hope you stay encouraged out there. I hope you're drawing every day. And, check out some of these other videos on my channel and make sure that you like and subscribe, and we'll see you back here real soon.